Here. So in this one, I'm going to teach you or show you what I think is the three most likely scenarios for Bitcoin this year and beyond. So let me get out my scenarios here and a brief overview if you just want to find out the scenarios, me not explaining like why I think them. Um, this is the one I think most likely is going to happen. I'd say it's 70% chance we're going to see something along the lines of the 2013 scenario with a 100 to 200K top. And the main reason why we're having this mini bear market in it is just an early FOMO, an early retail investor FOMO, like an early retail investors coming in. And I feel like it was kind of catalyzed by like a lot of basically Tom Brady. Like people are blaming Elon Musk for making the price go down. Like no, this was Tom Brady. Like I want you to look at this. Like look at what date did we really start to dump? What date did we really come down from the 60K range? Exactly May 10th. Guess who tweeted laser eyes, changed their profile picture to laser eyes on May 10th? Tom Brady. Now, a lot of people are probably thinking like it's just a coincidence. This means nothing. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. Like, what does Tom Brady have to do with anything? Okay, he's probably the biggest person that like tweeted about or endorsed Bitcoin. The biggest person, like other than Elon Musk. Like there's a lot like the people who follow Elon Musk and kind of take financial advice from him are kind of like smarter money, I feel like for the most part. Like I feel like the people following Elon Musk kind of they're smarter retail investors for the most part. They kind of know what they're doing. But people following Tom Brady are the type of people who are buying Bitcoin and Robinhood, people who don't really know what in the world they're doing. They're just FOMOing into it because it's going up. And this is very anecdotal. Like this is extremely anecdotal, but from my experience, with seeing how the average FOMO retail investor, dumb money, who have no idea what they're doing, they seem to lose about half of their money, which I feel like since they bought May 10th, it takes a few months to people really get bored of it and just sell for a loss and give up. And I feel like they're pretty much all giving up right now. I feel like we might have hit a bottom. Like I feel like there's a good shot that this is the bottom. I'd say there's probably 70% chance. What I would say, 70% chance, 7 out of 10 times. This is the bottom. We hit the bottom, and it's going to come up for here. The dumb money, they all gave up on it, and they're giving up on it. But the problem is he still has this as his profile picture. I feel like once he takes it off, then it'll probably go back up. But who knows? Maybe he'll just keep it. So yeah, that's that scenario catalyzed by that. It also spells out the 2013 scenario, and a lot of the dumb money, a lot of the retail investors don't really know the 2013 scenario. Some of them may look back, they know the 2017, and they're like, "Oh, why isn't it just skyrocketing?" You know what I mean? Why isn't it doing that? Oh, it must be over. So let me sell and get out of it and just lose half my money that I FOMO'd in at 60K. Anecdotal, from what I've seen, the average dumb money FOMOing in, they lose about half their money. That's always what I've seen for some reason. I don't know if it's backed by statistics. Let me know in the comments if it is, but that's always what I've seen. And so we can look at the 2013 scenario, and we're basically hitting the bottom around, this late the summer and coming back. It's not going to be, the same exact month or day or anything, but we're gonna, we're hitting the bottom there, and we're going to see that nice recovery until December, I think, or approximately around the day. I think I'm not a believer that we're going to go on into the 2022 cycle. I think we'll, gradually decrease, kind of repeat the cycle to a certain extent. I don't think it's going to be a 90% correction like last time. I think we'll probably come back down to, I don't know, 50K range, stay around there or whatever, but that's aside the point. So we would see something along the lines of, let's see, up until, so we're probably going to see, and then something. All right, that's two. Yes. Let me hold on a second. I'll just draw this a little bit differently. See something like up until December, and then top out between 100 and $200,000. Why do I think that range? Well, 300,000 is what a lot of people are saying. That's, I think, way too optimistic. I don't think it's going 10x from here. Like that would be kind of. There's just too many people in it. Like there's too many people that it's just not logical for this amount of many people to get rich in this amount of time. Like I just don't see it happening. But 1 to 200K, that's definitely plausible. Like that's if you own one Bitcoin, like you're gonna, you'll make maybe 100K or whatever. That's plausible. But one Bitcoin making 300K, I doubt it. I just don't see that happening. Too many people know about it. It's not like it used to be. Like it's a household name almost now. Like pretty much everyone knows about it. So I have a weird feeling too, and this is like completely a shot in the dark, but if anyone's familiar with the guy who like sold everything, lived in like an RV or whatever and traveled around the country, I don't know all the details of it, with his family to buy Bitcoin or whatever and just advertise Bitcoin that he loved it or whatever, he thinks 200K by December. For some weird reason, I think he might be right, of all people. Because one, no one knows his prediction, and two, no one would take him seriously. They would just probably think he's a crazy. I don't know enough about it. I don't know enough about him, but yeah, he seems like a really cool guy. I saw him in one of the videos. Seems like he really knows a lot about it. But yeah, and I think the sell off before, I think it's going to be a big sell off. I think the sell off for everything before tax season, December, is going to be huge because there's just so many people who made so much in the market this year. They're going to need to pay their taxes, and you're going to have to sell some of the assets. I mean, assuming the market doesn't like have a big correction before then, FUDs everybody out. But yeah, so that's the 2013 scenario. I think there's a 70% chance of that happening. Everyone's afraid. This is where you would see a recovery happening. I mean, everyone, all the dumb money thinks it's going to be years before it comes back, if ever. I really think this is the scenario that's going to happen. I personally am putting more money into Bitcoin. I'm going along on Bitcoin more for the macro. I'm bullish. Ethereum too. I think we're going to come back. And so let's go on to our next scenario. This is the scenario that it goes into 2022. This is like kind of the end of the cycles. This is where you go down. You keep going down. You really scare the living hell out of everyone at 12K, 15K, and then you gradually come back up. It's hard to really map this out. This is like if crypto just becomes less volatile after, let's say we not that low. Let's say, bottom out between 12 15K, and gradually go up, and then maybe 2022 something, 2023, just maybe a gradual thing. And it's hard to say in that aspect, just a gradual incline into 2022. That's the hardest thing to really predict because we're in an uncharted territory. We don't have the previous cycles to go by. We're in complete price discovery. It's completely different. So yeah, that's that scenario. That's the hardest one to really like map out. But keep your Bitcoin in that scenario. So I'd say about a 95% chance you have a good history in Bitcoin. Certain people have different opinions on it. I'd say there's a 5% chance it becomes the failed asset. This is the third scenario. The failed asset, I think, is going to be apparent if we go below 10K without a black swan. If we go below 10K without some crazy unpredictable event that triggers a giant sell-off, I think something else is going to take over. Whether it's Ethereum, Cardano, you name it, something that hasn't even been invented yet. Something's going to take over and take over market cap. And then what would Bitcoin, be like in that scenario? It'd probably be viewed more like Dogecoin, more like a meme. It would be better in Dogecoin because it's original in the history of it, and there would be still a lot of fans who are really, really, really into it. But they would kind of just, it would be something we would tell our grandkids about, and they would be bored by it. It wouldn't even, it'd be like telling them about the Ford Model T or whatever. Well, the Ford Model T was everyone. That's a bad comparison, but anyway, like it would just be, it'd probably stay in a few $1,000 range. It would be a collector's item. The only way it would really go to zero or like a really low amount, like $1, is if you can't store it securely, or if the government really cracks down on it because of like environmental issues or some weird thing like that, which the odds of that happening are probably below 5%. Like it's very low odds that would really happen. The other argument people make, and this was the argument that kind of, my life would be fundamentally different if I didn't believe this argument back in 2014 when I first started reading about Bitcoin, is the argument that it only needs to be worth, pennies or $1 for it to, have its use. And that's true to a certain extent, but the reason I don't think that's the case, I mean, scenario three plays out that scenario, but the reason I don't think that would happen is because everyone knows it now. It's like Coca-Cola, it's like Apple, I mean, everyone knows it, and once everyone knows something, like it just sticks. You know what I mean? It just sticks. Like if I invented a better soda than Coca-Cola, it could, taste better or whatever than Coca-Cola. Am I going to bankrupt Coca-Cola and put them out of business? No. Everyone knows the name. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if you have something slightly better. But I mean, there's a scenario of somebody invents something 100 times better and everyone forgets about Bitcoin. But I just don't see it happening because too many people know about Bitcoin. This is a very unlikely scenario. Michael Saylor will say there's a 1% chance, of something like this happening, going to very low like that, or zero. I think he's probably right. I think it's probably slightly higher than that, probably 5%. But yeah. So these are the three main scenarios I think happening. So basically, I mean, if you're in it for the long haul, I would not financial advice or anything, but I personally think if I'm in it, if I'm personally in it for the long haul, I'm not going to sell too much of my Bitcoin for the long term. I'm stacking up right now because I think we're going to come back and top out towards the end of the year, or in 2022, 2023, or farther down. If you want to know a real long prediction, I think the Winklevoss probably got it pretty right. Probably top out somewhere between 500K to a million between the years of 2025 to 2030. Which if we hit 100K or 200K this year, that's not even that big. I mean, it was only a 5x increase on that point. So, I mean, yeah, that would be a very likely scenario. I think we're in it for the long haul. I think this asset is going to stay with us. I think the name is big enough. I think countries are implementing it. I think there's enough trust in it and enough knowing of it, and there's enough utility and enough things gone right for this asset to be a successful asset and to stay with us probably for a lifetime. So hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you like the content, please like and subscribe, and check out my links below if you want to get into trading or take a course. The course I use to learn how to trade. I learned a lot from the course. Or I'm going to shoot a link below too for Market Cipher as well as soon as I get that. Have a good one, guys. Bye.